everybody, it's Sam. I'm being really quiet because we need to think, and Jess needs time to think, so I'm just trying to be quiet. Okay, so I need to make another video because I talked about something in it that my friend doesn't want to share right now, so I'm making another video. So tonight was really bad because when our nurses aren't here, like our regular nurses, we have an agency nurse that comes in and they have like no idea what's going on at all with our meds or anything. And so like it can take forever to do Medline. It's really slow and they often won't make mistakes. It's usually better when a CNA is here, because a good one that knows our floor and knows everybody, because they can help them through. But tonight we just had this CNA Paul that's like really bad. He just sits there. Like, he's not as bad as some of the really bad ones that just sit and do nothing, but he's like really in that category of you have to like tell him to do everything or else he doesn't do it. So he was sitting there, and like the other CNA wasn't even from our floor. And so we were like waiting. They were trying to figure out this pass thing, which should have been done like this morning. It's for if somebody leaves the building, they get their meds and like have to fill out this pass, and the caseworker fills out the pass, but they couldn't find the pass, and it was this whole big long thing. And so then we get in there, and like, you know, they have to go through all the meds, and like they're just looking at by the book, and they don't, you know, so they're looking and they're not sure like where everything is, because they're not there all the time. And so, you know, I was supposed to get Ativan, and she's like, oh, we don't have your Ativan. And they'll do this with a med where like you get it fine. All of a sudden one day they're like, oh, we don't have that anymore. It's gone. We need to reorder it. It's like you wait till like literally there's nothing left to order the med. That makes no sense to me.
I bet you what's in there.
So Ativan is a really common med around here, so they have plenty of it in like all the emergency med areas on each floor. So like she could have gotten me some, but like I said, she's an agency nurse. They're not going to do like anything beyond like what they absolutely have to do, and sometimes they even mess that up. So I knew that she wasn't going to give me any, so I didn't really say anything, even though it sucks, because I take 1 milligram at night to sleep, and I take Benadryl and stuff. So but I'll sleep okay. It's just I'll just probably conk out because I'm so exhausted. So yeah, I mean, that was really chaotic. And then she didn't even give me my Lamictal pill, because I realized it was this distinct like shape pill, and it's bigger, and she never actually gave that to me. So all she gave me was my Buspar and Benadryl. So I got like half the meds I usually get. So yeah, but it's only for the nighttime, and tomorrow the weekend nurse will be here, and if there isn't Ativan, you know, in the area, like she'll obviously get some, because it's not that hard to do. But it was like totally chaotic and stressful beyond stressful. So not what I needed after like a depressing day, couple days. You know, I didn't see Jonathan today. He wasn't in the building. He just took a day off. He didn't tell me. We didn't know till like 1, and Edith couldn't come in and tell me till like 1:30 because she was off doing something for another caseworker's resident. And so that happened, and it happens. Like, he will just have to miss appointments because he's the clinical director and stuff comes up. And, like, I've sort of traded that inconvenience and, like, headache for being able to have him as a therapist, because we connect so good, and there's no way I could, like, go see another therapist. So, yeah, I figured that was okay. And, like, I was pretty, like, depressed. Didn't really want to talk to anybody about anything. And I didn't see Karen, the nurse, like I said I was going to do this week, because I just didn't want to deal with going downstairs and going to see her. I mean, I know what she's going to say. I mean, she already talked to Edith about my period issue, and then it was probably due to like the 10 pounds I gained in 2 months. And I don't understand why I gained 10 pounds, but it's just really weird. And they said, like, you're not going to have a bad period, like a really horrible period, which everyone was saying I would, like my mom and stuff. And they said, like, there's nothing really, like, horrific wrong with you. Like, my mom was making it to be this huge thing. And they're like, you know, you just need to go to the gynecologist. And I was like, yeah. And I was going to talk to her about, like, getting a really sensitive gynecologist. But I was like, you know what? Like, they send you to whoever they feel like. Like, literally, I was trying to talk to them about a dentist. When I went back to see I wanted to see the dentist I'd seen at Freedman Place. And it was like, whoa, we'll look into it. And everything else like that. And then it was like, oh, no, you're going to see Dr., you know, Harper or whatever his name was. He was a good dentist, but I had no say in the medical doctor, you know, and it's so hard. You know, one of the CNAs was talking to someone today about, they didn't like their doctor, and the CNA was like, oh, just switch doctors. I was like, do you know how much hard work that is? Oh, no, it shouldn't be. You just go talk to Barbara, who works in the medical office. And it's like, Barbara has her own priorities, and it takes forever because their cases are so full, and it's just like a lot of bureaucracy, and it is not easy at all. So I think whatever I were to tell Karen, like, it would just be like, okay, great, and then when it came down to making the appointment, it would just be like, okay, well, you're going to see this and that person, and I hope it's a woman. It better be, and I'm just gonna go there and be anxious and probably have a meltdown and scream and cry, and then it'll be over with, and then, everyone will be like, okay, yeah, there's nothing they can really do, so why go down there and deal with all that? I mean, that was kind of my attitude. So I sort of perked up, was looking at blogs and stuff, but now I'm like tired because of this whole nurse med thing, like really stressed me out and stressed everyone out. I think the nurse was really stressed out too. I feel bad for her. She's not, here, and it can get crazy. I think even tonight they were doing a hospitalization on another floor, which didn't help. So anyway, that's about it, and I'll post this right now, and then probably gonna write in my journal and just zone out. Alright all, have a good night. Bye!